So when I imagined going and moving into missions, I kind of imagined some far off forgotten place in Africa or Central Asia. Now that I am working in missions, it's quite different than I was imagining it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to talk about what life is like, what life is really like as a missionary. And there is one really big factor in answering that question, and we're gonna get to that. But starting off today, gotta get some breakfast. It's still dark outside. It's getting to be that time of year. My kids are upstairs. We started this thing where we make them stay upstairs till 7, and it's working. It's fantastic. So stick with us. I'm gonna talk to you more, show you more about what our life looks like as missionaries here with YWAM in Norway. We'll be there soon, but first we gotta get some breakfast going. Alright, your lunches are ready.
That one's full.
Look at that. Okay.
I'm gonna be a shepherd, like a real shepherd.
Yes. Oh my God.
Tell them what that means.
We need photographic evidence.
That means I'm gonna kill sheep.
Yes. From being all like.
So when I imagined going and moving into missions, I kind of imagined some far off forgotten place in Africa or Central Asia. Now that I am working in missions, it's quite different than I was imagining. It's not in the middle of Asia or Africa, and that's not where God called us to come. God called us to come here to Norway. And I've learned a lot being here in Norway about what life looks like.
Thank you so much.
Realizing it's very different. All right, this is my new buddy Islam.
Yo everyone.
He's from Azerbaijan, and he's hanging out here with us, and he's a rock star when it comes to like graphic design, Facebook ads, all that stuff. So super fun to have someone to work with on that kind of thing. You want to get some lunch?
Yes, let's go eat some lentil soup.
Yeah. My battery's about to die. Perfect timing. All right, I'm gonna head over to try and get some footage. I work as a videographer. Actually, I'm leading the communication department, so we do a lot of communication type work. When I first heard of the idea of doing communication work as missions, I was thinking, this sounds too good to be true. Like I said, this is different than what I was originally expecting when I thought of being a missionary. Missions is, being a missionary can mean a lot of different things. And this is hard to film while I'm working. It's hard to do both. I used to live up here on DTS. Kind of here to shoot one of the rooms for a video. So our experience as missionaries in Norway has been very different than I would have originally imagined. In a lot of ways, you know, life is different here. We live in a different country, different culture, there's different language to learn. But in a lot of ways, Norway is very similar to our home country in the US. You know, we have grocery stores, we have doctors, we have basic things, internet access, running water. These are things that you're like, of course, yes, but you know, I kind of imagine missions being something a little bit more intense than just living in a different version of America. And that is kind of, like I said earlier, so much of what missions is going to look like depends on where you are in missions. And we happen to be in a country that's different, but not so different from our home country.
I think it's good if you end the vlog with me saying
Well, no, I have to say a lot more.
brunost. Det mulig?
So if you are thinking about getting into missions, probably one of the most significant questions that you need to answer is where you are going to go. That's going to color what missions looks like for you. We're part of a movement called YWAM, Youth with a Mission. And what's cool about YWAM is you can actually move pretty much anywhere in the world and work with YWAM. What's up, Benjamin?
3 kids. They had to help
3 kids?
3 kids
Good
get
job.
on their shoes.
So the cool thing with YWAM is that you can start in one place and go easily to another place. Where we're at currently here at Grimru is a location that's focused primarily on training, and a lot of our roles are actually supporting training. So we're actually trying to recruit people to come here and do missions and launch them out from here. Think about where you're going, what country, where God's calling you, and know that that's going to change how your missions experience looks. But know that you can start somewhere and go somewhere else. My head is hurting and I'm not sure how this is going to work out with dinner. But it works out somehow pretty much every night, so.
They made a little pool in the sink for their cars when they're playing in the water.
Not only do we have running water, we have a dishwasher. Talking like lap of luxury here. Not feeling so good towards the end of the day. Started to get a bit of a headache. Oh shoot, what was my script? It says, I said something about, we don't know where this journey of ours will take us. It's been really great starting here at a training location in another country. It's provided a lot of stretching for us, and our lives have looked enough different that it's really given us a good taste of what missions is like without it being some little village in the middle of nowhere by ourselves. Which is what missions has been in the past and will be until all those villages are reached. But that isn't necessarily always the starting point, and it doesn't have to be the starting point for you. It hasn't been the starting point for us, and right now we're wrestling through the question, are we meant to be a part of training and sending missionaries, or are we going to end up in one of those unreached people groups trying to tell them about Jesus? There's a need for both, and we're going to follow God, and we're excited about that. Stick around with us on the journey. If you don't know us, if you're new here, we are an American family living as missionaries in Norway, working with YWAM, trying to live and tell our story well. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.